Okay, thank you, Ivor. Cheers, James. Okay. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for attending this Viral Angels webinar tonight. I'm not sure if anyone was on the previous hour, 8 o'clock. We had a training webinar at 8 o'clock. That was quite useful with Gavin Duggan himself. Anyway, for the people who don't know me, this will be a quick 5 minutes on myself, who I am, basically. And there's a lot of new people on tonight, and there's probably a lot of people who don't actually know who I am. So basically, my name is Adrian Hibbert. I'm based in Surrey, the Vale of Glamorgan, near Cardiff. There's two quick photographs of myself there, my partner Virginia, and her two daughters, Charlotte and Laura, who I've known for the last 9 years. We've been in a 9-year relationship. So, and that's the photograph there. That's Cardiff Bay in the background, where I spend a lot of my time. Basically, I'm a property professional and internet marketer. I've been a property guy for, well, 20 years now, more or less, since I left school. So I started my career at British Gas in 1986. I've done a 10-year sort of sentence there, basically. Yeah, it was great at the start, but it wasn't for me. 5 years in, I started to get bored, and basically I wanted to get out of the rat race. So I took voluntary redundancy. Well, I got sacked in 1996, but it was a voluntary redundancy, and they paid me out nicely. They looked after me. I got £15,000 paid off, and yeah, I went on to further things with that money. I started off as a driving instructor. Funny enough, it looked good at the time as a driving instructor, but I'd done that for 2 years. Very stressful. The money wasn't that good. It didn't look like what it seemed to be. You know, you see somebody driving down the road. You know, it just wasn't for me, basically. But anyway, 2 years into that, and then I signed off from there, and then went into I set up my own taxi business. I started buying cars, again using my redundancy money, buying cars. Me and my partner at the time, and we had 2 cars on the road, a lot of contracts. The money started coming in, and yeah, it was happy days. We had a lot of school contracts as well. I started hiring cars as well, buying more cars and hiring them out to other taxi drivers. Then 1999, for 2 or 3 years, I set up a mobile phone business. So even then, as you can see, I started sort of going into sort of entrepreneurship, looking at my own businesses, basically working my way out of the rat race. So yeah, mobile phone businesses in those days, 1999, 2001, were very lucrative. You could buy mobile phone cases, chargers for 29 pence, 49 pence, and sell them for £10. It was a massive markup on the mobile phone business. But basically, sort of 10 years into British Gas, I started to buy property. Basically, I always knew the property was a way out. I started reading a few books. One of my favourite books was Rich Dad Poor Dad. I'm not sure if anyone's read that book, but it's well worth reading. And that's where I got my first inspiration, basically, of how to get out of the rat race. That's Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad Poor Dad, as well worth taking a look at. But I bought my first property in 1994. Sadly, my gran died, and rather than sell the house, I bought my gran's house from my mother, and basically paid my mother for the house. I paid her £12,000. That was the value of the house then. But obviously, being quite smart, I didn't use up all my redundancy money. I just used the £1,200 deposit for the house. And in 1996, I did that again on the second property. Around that time, 1996, I met an ex-partner of mine. I met her in 1996, and what I'd done, I actually moved in with my partner at the time, and then rented out my second property. So I had 2 properties on rent. I was living with my partner, and yeah, things started to move forward quite nicely. And then from 1999 to 2007, I ended up acquiring 36 properties. Well, 38 in total now. So yeah, it was. I'm not saying it was easy, but I took the action, and basically I went for it in that time. And the property market, as you know, in that time went through the roof, and I was getting 3 and 4 times return on my money from all the properties I bought. So and everything ranged from 12,000 up to about 70,000 pounds of the houses I was buying. And basically that is it. From as of now, even now today, that's what I live off. So I bought these properties 10, 15, 20 years ago, and I'm still living off the income today. Thank you very much. And that's all around £5,000 every month. So yeah, that's what I live off. But in 2008, when the property market slowed down, I thought I need a break. So I was working very hard all those years. So I took a 2-year holiday basically. There's not many people who can actually do that, but luckily I could. So I took 2 years break and moved to Spain, a place called Torrevieja. You get off in Alicante Airport. It's a 45-minute drive south from Alicante Airport. So yeah, I lived in Spain for 2 years. It was a great time. I spent the first 6 months of that basically sitting on the beach doing nothing. And yeah, so happy days. But too much of a good thing sometimes is bad for you. And I soon got quite bored after 6 months. And then started to look for some work in Spain. And obviously property was all I knew at the time. So I ended up getting a job with a company called Atlas International, selling property in Spain, picking people up from the airport on the 3-day inspection trips. So yeah, a really good job. Quite happy, and I got to learn a lot about the area and the property market in Spain. But towards the end of my 2 years in Spain, then as well as the property market in Spain, I also started to look for other ways of making money online, and this is where my internet marketing started basically around 2008. And basically, I came across quite a large number of companies. I won't go through them all in detail now, but basically, it was a penny auction business I joined. That was in 2008, 2009, 2010. There was a banner advertising company I joined. There was a few of these companies kept cropping up, but sadly, most of them came and most of them went. So they weren't that sustainable. I made quite a lot of money from them, but sadly, some people lost a lot of money through these sort of programs, as I call them. So, but anyway, up until now, right until today's date, 8th of May, I found Viral Angels, and basically, this has to be the best online business that I've seen in the last 5-10 years, and really excited about this business. I've been aware of Viral Angels for the last 2 years, really, but never really took the action 2 years ago. But Gerwin Duggan, who I'll pass you on to now shortly, has introduced me to this business. He's been on to me about it for the last 2 years, but just basically other things have been in the way. But he did call me again. He kept being persistent. He called me again, sort of February, March, April, May, and then I decided to join on the 8th of May. Set up a membership, and yeah, I put 5,000 euros of my money in. You don't have to do that. That was me basically. I got money to invest, but you can just set up a membership. But I actually put 5,000 euros in on the 8th of May, and that now is sitting at around 16,100 euros. So my money has grown in the last 4 months within the Viral Angels opportunity. I just go through where my money's actually grown in some of the trades that have taken place. A company called Origenics, that saw an 100% profit in one day, back in end of May, June, just as I was joining. Another company called Trig Media, which is about to float now shortly, next week. So the profit on that particular day went up 186%. And so my 5,000 euros was in before these percentages. So yeah, I caught the market at the right time. Eurobrands went up 600%. These are companies, again, all in the back office of Viral Angels. IQ Money, 400%. New Motor Media went up 582%. So that was around the first week in June. And yeah, that's it basically. There's a few more companies that have come on since. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to exciting times ahead. And as we stand now, I think Viral Angels has over 5,000 paying members. And yeah, basically this is what I'm recommending. So I'm looking forward to times ahead. I'll pass you straight over to Gerwin now. Gerwin, are you there?
I am.
Like I said, I've known Gerwin for 4 years, around 4 years. I ended up going to one of his parties, one of his garden parties, and yeah, that's another story. But that's how I got to know Gerwin, and I've known him since. Like, I trust the guy very much, and he's helped me a lot in this business, and I'm really looking forward to exciting times ahead. So yeah, over to you, Gerwin, for the actual Viral Angels presentation. Thank you very much.
Okay, no problem. Right. Okay, now hopefully this will work, because I'm not particularly good at this particular software. Is that? Can you see that?
Yep. Yes. Just 2 seconds. No, you got the. Hold on. Yeah, that's fine, Gerwin, because I can see your first slide. That's great.
Okay, hi guys. I've been doing this all night, so if I'm a little bit tired or out of it, then you understand why. It's been a very exciting day today with a major announcement of a major listing next Thursday, which is a trig going on to the Frankfurt stock market. So it's going to be one hell of a ride from now on, because the company has delivered something huge. And I think the biggest problem that I think in a lot of these businesses, I've been involved with this industry since 1992, and I think it's nice to have the biggest problem is, where do I find a decent tax advisor? So this has turned into life-changing stuff. But I've been involved with this now from the beginning, where I seen it on a boat. Sailing on, well, it was a big boat. It was a cruise liner sailing from Stockholm to Finnish waters, so that all the Swedish people could go and buy some cheap beer, and that was interesting. And we were presented with Viral Angels, and as a concept. To be fair, none of us really understood what it was doing at the first presentation. But the more we looked into it, we thought, wow, this has got potential. And we started this off from nothing. There was about 25 of us, and obviously in the beginning we didn't have enough members to attract decent companies. We had a few come on, and we were slowly building the teams up. But about 12 months ago, things started to reach critical mass, and the reason for that is this is all about having enough members to give the companies coming on with us enough value and enough shareholders as such, because for major companies to go on the stock market, you're looking at around about 2,000 shareholders. So once we reach that milestone, then companies were literally knocking Viral Angels' doors, wanting to come online. And Tony is actually turning away more than he's taking on at the moment. So the companies which we got are pretty much cherry picked, which is fantastic. But the future for us, I might not sound it because I'm quite tired, but I'm absolutely buzzed at what's happening at the moment. And this has been, the first year was a bit of a pain, but all the teething problems and the back office and all the rest of it has been sorted out a long time ago. And now we've got a pretty slick, or not pretty, very slick operation. And myself and Adrian and James and a couple of other people were over in Stockholm, and that picture there, which is on the screen, it used to be the old Trig Towers, as we used to call it. But they've moved just around the corner now to a much larger office, which is brilliant. So, what we are is a closed club of private investors, and once again, it was founded in June of 2012. We're currently operating in 17 countries, and there's members in over 70 countries. And the main office is in a place called Nacka Strand in Sweden, which is southern Sweden. And to go over there and actually meet the team behind Viral Angels, I'm sure that Adrian and James will concur with me that absolutely incredible operation they got over there. So what does Viral Angels do? First of all, it selects companies, and it takes a strong shareholding, stockholding position in said company. Now, I'll just give you a quick example. Back a few months ago, they partnered up with a company called MyCab International, and MyCab was a luxury airport transfer company. And what they done was they took 10% of MyCab, and obviously they took it in stock, which equated to 40 million shares. Now, as it says at the bottom, Viral Angels would have kept 20% of them, so they would have kept 8 million of those shares, and 80% has been allocated, or are being allocated to the Viral Angels membership. So we, as Viral Angels members, take a shareholding position in that company, and what it does for the company is it increases the number of shareholders. Like, as an example, MyCab was floated on a smaller, it was already public, but it was floated on one of the smaller stock markets, and obviously their aim was to go to one of the bigger stock markets, and what they needed was shareholders. What did Viral Angels get for them? Shareholders. And they're happy, we're happy, because we got a stake in that company, and that's brilliant. And it raises capital and assists in marketing for for those companies, and it prepares it for an initial public offering. See, one of the things which has happened over the past couple of months is there was a slight delay in the, when I say a slight delay, it was a bit of a delay in the flotation of Trig, which should have been launched originally in May. But due to financial regulations and being passed by the Swedish Financial Authority, who were picking them up on spelling mistakes and God knows what else, that you know, it took a little bit longer than what we expected. But when you've seen the way that and had a look at what they've actually gone through to make this particular company public, it's been quite phenomenal. And the sad part about it is some people lost faith. And they said, "Oh, we're not going to subscribe now until Trig floats." And a couple of months ago, some people, no word of a lie, I think we've had 20 to 30 people resubscribe tonight, as soon as this Trig announcement has been. But the sad part about it is, for the last couple of weeks, we've been having shares in a company called Arabasca, which is a company dealing in an environmentally friendly way of extracting the oil from the oil sands in Canada. And that company I'm very excited about as well. But those people have missed out on all those shares over the last couple of weeks, and basically because they lost a little of belief. One thing you need in this is patience. It takes patience. This isn't something which is going to give you, you know, it was interesting, somebody asked a question last week, I think it was on this webinar, how much of a return do we get on the shares every, on a daily basis? And, this isn't a revenue sharing business, they're stocks. The aim of the game is to actually wait for these shares to go public, and then you can trade them on the stock market. You can sell them, you can trade them up, you can use it to buy more, you can do whatever you want. But the point of this is to receive shares in pre-IPO companies which want to go to the stock market, and hang on to them until they go public, because it is absolutely amazing that some people will sell even Trig shares knowing that it's going public next week. They're selling for pennies. So if you've got the opportunity to go and buy them off these incredibly silly people who want to sell them at that price, then by all means be my guest. But unfortunately, some people will need the money now; they don't need it next week. So it's the nature of trading. If they're happy with it, then that's great, and I'm sure that that you would be happy with it as well. Hopefully, that's we've got a week basically to sort that one out. Now, what you do for your membership, you get free shares by weekly allocation, which take place on a Wednesday at 11:15. Between 11:15 and 11:30 UK time. And it's regular as clockwork. If you go to bed early, you can guarantee you'll wake up in the morning with an email saying you have received shares. Depending on what package you get, and it does go exponential. For instance, if, as an example, if you received 100 shares at the gold allocation, which is €89, you'd receive somewhere in the region of 1,800 at the black diamond, which is €990. So even though it's you get a very, very high percentage more for being on the higher package. So you get them every week. If you're at platinum, you get shares twice a week. Okay, you get them on a Wednesday night and you get them on a Saturday. In various different companies, and that gives you the opportunity to become a shareholder in hand-picked promising companies before they're listed. And there's no need for big personal capital. Like Adrian said, he chose to put money in to buy extra Trig shares, and to be honest, if I joined now, I'd probably do the same thing. But because over the past 12 months we've been allocated some of the Trig shares, I'm actually buying other Trig shares now. Sorry, other shares in other companies like Arabasca and Fantrack especially, but that's my choice. But I've never ever put any personal capital into this, bar my monthly subscription, and because there's obviously an affiliate way of building the business, and all I've done is use my commissions to purchase more shares, and and traded as much as I can by buying low and selling high. And I would say I more than doubled the amount of Trig shares that I now own just by trading, which is brilliant, because you can trade the shares before they're listed. Now that is completely unique, because there are companies out there which allow you to invest in companies which are not yet public, and but the minimum investment on the only one I know is 25 grand, and you you can't then trade those shares until that company goes public. Whereas with this, you can literally cash out whenever you want, but that is not the way, realistically, the way to do it. Have patience. Realize that we're not a get-rich-quick scheme. We are not a scam. We're not going to just pay out 80% for a couple of months and then collapse. This is a sustainable business with real companies, with real stocks on real stock markets, which is something completely unique, to be honest with you, because the internet businesses out there at the moment are completely crazy. But anyway, these are the membership levels that you got. You got from Silver, which is going to be got rid of, and I don't suggest anybody joins at Silver because you can't trade on it, okay, and you only get 25% allocation. So the minimum one you want to start on is Gold, and that's €89 per month, and all the way up to $9.90. But don't just pick a higher package if you can't stay on it, because you realistically want to pay which you can afford, and that's very important, because I've had people join on a Black Diamond, and the following month they can't afford it, and which is a bit crazy. So you're better off just staying on a long-term commitment, long-term membership. But you can start it, you can stop it. You're not tied to anything. If you paid Gold 1 month and you had your shares and you didn't pay the following month, then guess what? You keep your shares. You don't get paid, and you don't get any shares on the month. You're not paying, obviously, but you never lose those shares. They're yours. And with this new windfall campaign, which is running up until the end of this month, to help you go to the manager level, which you can check in your back office, then the first 3 people that you sign up, they will be offered basically, let me put this in a very simple term. If they pay for 3 months, they will get 5 months worth of shares for 3 months payment. Okay, so they'll get, it's basically a 200% increase on 1 month for your first 3 people. After that, they get 100%, so they get in 4 months for paying for 3, but they have to pay for the full 3 months. So if they drop their subscriptions, they lose their shares. If you upgrade, if you're at the Gold and you upgrade to Platinum, you're going to get an extra half a month at extra shares, okay, depending on what you upgrade to, okay. So that's a pretty good incentive for people to build their business over the next couple of weeks, ready for the windfall campaign to start in October, and that is going to be anybody who's a manager or above will get a share of an absolutely incredibly large pot of shares. And the first month's allocation are in a company called FanTrack, which is brilliant. So membership benefits: you get weekly share allocations, you get access to the trading platform, which means that you can go in and buy and sell and do whatever you want. You've got the Viral Angels bonus program, education and training, and a prepaid card. So if you was going to do this in a normal way, first of all, the normal way means to do it yourself. Then first things first, you'd have to find the right company. Okay, now, quite frankly, if I knew what to do myself, I wouldn't be in VA, I would be doing it myself. So, I'd prefer to leave this to the experts, and all I need to do is to offer membership to other people. You need solid personal capital, which most people have not got. You need knowledge and experience, and you have to wait till the companies to be listed if you want to sell your shares. In VA, they do it for you. They find the right companies. You can pay an affordable monthly fee depending on your budget. Do not overstretch yourself. Okay, you're better off staying on a smaller package rather than just coming on a bigger package for what you can't afford. Don't do that. There's no experience required, and you can sell your shares anytime you want, even before the company is listed. And guess what? There's no broker fee. When it goes to OTC, there will be a broker fee. There's no broker fee within the internal trading platform. I do not know what it's going to be, but I'm sure it's going to be very, very, very small. Low share cost, high profit. And once again, anybody who, when we hear the market cap of Trig, which I have seen some numbers brandished around on the internet at the moment, and it's in a telephone number, the amount of money that this company is going to be, or has been, or is going to be valued at, which is brilliant. But before we can say anything about that, we have to wait for it to go on the stock market and I'm going to be up at 8 o'clock ready for the listing next week, hopefully in Germany. So that's brilliant. So you can invite new members and watch your income grow, because you've got bonus in 5 levels. You've got monthly bonus, you've got leadership bonus, you've got all sorts of different bonuses. And you know, the top earner in VA at the moment, a guy called Joao, who's Portuguese, and he's pulling between 25 and 30,000 euros a month. So the bonus program can be very, very lucrative, because the annual leadership bonuses and the special promotions are great. And you know, you will be absolutely shocked by the amount of income involved here if you decide to take this seriously. Okay, so let's just give you a quick example here. Let's take platinum. If you sign somebody up platinum, then you will get 15 euros real-time bonus every month that they pay. The next level you get 6, then 3, then 3, then 6. It's down to 5 levels. This was written by a Swedish bloke who forgets to count level 1 as 1. It's level 0 for some unknown reason. It's I think it's because it's Swinglish and not English, but that is actually 5 levels, not 4. I must change this. But anyway, but the point is, if you was at the gold membership and somebody joined at Emerald, then guess what? You don't have to buy yourself up anywhere. There's no pay to play in this. You know, if somebody joined at Emerald, then you would get 60 euros commission, no matter what package you are on yourself. And I think that is completely unique. Some businesses I've been offered, oh, if you want to get, you know, you can add up to a 50% commission, but unfortunately, if you want to get the top level commission, you have to give us £10,000 and buy yourself in an all singing, all dancing package with clusters of diamonds on the side and all this kind of stuff, right? But you know, that is not the case in this, and I think that makes this very, very fair. And on top of that, you will get a monthly bonus. Adrian's just reached senior manager, so you can expect a €300 bonus dropping into his back office on the 15th. And once then, you've got executive manager all the way up to president, which is €1,000. And on top of that, there's monthly leadership bonuses as well, which are paid in. Some are paid in shares, some are paid in cash. Okay, but this is a nice one, and my sponsor's 5% bonus was just over 25 grand for a quarter, which is pretty cool. I quite like it, so you know, I'm sure you do as well. All right, so and then you get annual bonuses as well, which are paid in shares of your entire turnover of the year, which is going to be an awesome amount of money. So estimated monthly incomes as a manager, you can expect 250, senior manager 750. You know, and to be fair, when I was moving up the plan, I realistically wasn't taking a considerable amount of money out of this. I was using it to reinvest in more shares, which I'm very glad of, because even though the bonuses pay you a considerable amount of money, it's nowhere near in regards to the amount of income or money that you get from the allocations. Like, as an example, my sister, who's never built a business, she's just a passive saver. She was paying into it, or she's been paying into 19 months now, and her portfolio is worth over 7,000 if she decided to sell it today, which is €1,600 in for a €7,000 out in the space of 19 months. And I don't think the banks actually offer that. So the product is the key. It's the share allocations which are where the big money come from. Even though you can make a sizable income out of the affiliate side of the business as well. So, you know, but that's what I love about this, is because I've been involved with the industry a long time, and anything else I wouldn't have introduced my dad to, as an example, and I certainly wouldn't have introduced my son and my daughter and my sister, because they're not networkers. They wouldn't be able to make any money unless they you know, built the business. In this, they can just come in, sit on it, job done, because all they can do is sit on it, pay their monthly, and watch their share portfolio grow. As long as they're patient, they have to be patient. You know, I've seen some people, and this is no word of a lie, back about, I think it was 4 months ago in May, one guy had built up to, I think it was just over 2.5 million shares in Trig. And when Trig was a little bit delayed in floating, he sold them all for less than 0.06 of a Swedish krona, and I went. I just couldn't believe it. You know, the stupidity of it. It's incredible, absolutely incredible. But you know, so all I'm saying is patience. Nothing goes according to plan in anything. You know, and yes, we've had a delay. Is it going to be worth it? I think so. Okay, and I'm sure that anybody who's on here who've had these shares, then that's going to be brilliant. So make a decision. Just be one of the first in the new worldwide business. This is just completely unique. All right, completely unique. And it's your chance to start making money. So all I say, if you are sitting on the fence, don't sit on it for too long because it hurts your arse. And you know, make a decision one way or another. And you know, if you like what you see, then just go and sign up. Go and have a play around the back office. But if you are going to do it and you like what you see, then for God's sake, do it tonight, because you'll get 5 allocations out of your first month. Okay. So with that, I will hand you back to Adrian, and I'm sure we can take a couple of questions.
Yeah, thanks, Gary. Just going through the questions now.
My screen's gone black.
Yeah, no worries. I got one question here. When Trig Media floats next Thursday, is it the 18th?
Yeah, I can't answer it. I don't know how much it's going to be before anybody asks me.
No, we're not going to ask that question. The question is, if somebody wants to sell their shares on the day of flotation, is that done internally on the platform or externally with a broker, or both?
Yeah. Sorry, can you repeat that? My computer jammed up.
Yeah, when Trig Media floats next week, if everyone rushes to sell their shares for whatever reason, do they sell through the back office, or do they actually have to get an external broker?
No, they'll sell through the back office in the same way, because once you had an OTC offer, it goes directly out to the broker who takes care of it. Mm. Okay. So you don't actually need to register hang on. You don't need to register a broker account. No, you can if you want to. Of course, you can have the shares transferred out. If you go into your holdings and go to the bottom, you can transfer it to a brokerage of your choice if you want.
Right. Okay. I got a guy called Ryan on the webinar. I'm not sure if this guy. I'm not sure if he's a newbie, but he's asking a few questions. One of them is the website statistics have shown a radical drop in visitors over the last few months.
Okay.
Minor spikes have appeared and dropped recently. Is there any concern to you, or does it relate to real-time interest in the feasibility of the company?
Well, the only thing I can say is Viral Angels peaked a couple of months ago because of the Rainmaker campaign which they were running.
I'm assuming he's talking of the Alexa rating, probably of
right. Okay. Yeah, but it was up at like 60,000, and then it went up to 20 in the space of 2 months. I think it's bouncing around about 23 now. But there's been very little change over the last couple of months because of what I said on the webinar. Okay, the fact that because there was a delay in Trig, then some people decided, they decided that they were going to wait. This'll turn it around. That's what I kept saying. People have to have patience. Okay, whereas over the summer, like I said, so many new people have joined tonight now that they know that Trig is, all people have rejoined tonight, knowing that Trig is now going to float.
Yeah. Am I right in saying there were only 800 members last November?
Yes.
And now, what are we, 5,000 plus now? As of
5,6.
So, and statistic-wise, it's going to be capped. Is that right? Around 20? Is it 20 or 25,000?
Ryan's got a very good question. There, it's like, why not more than 25,000 members? Well, basically because if they've got that more than that, we're not looking to be, or the company's not looking to be the biggest network marketing company in history. It's looking to be the best.
Yeah.
But if they start taking on hundreds of thousands of members, then first of all, they're all about delivering value to the member. And they're going to have to start taking on companies which they won't be able to cherry pick the companies as much. So the answer is that no, more isn't better. Quality is better than quantity.
That's right.
That's what the company wants, is to deliver quality companies, not just putting companies in for the sake of giving their members shares. Which they've made quite clear from the beginning. It's all about getting quality companies, giving quality results with quality stock.
There's a lot of programs out there. Well, I call them programs. This Viral Angels I class as a real business, but there's a lot of sort of other stuff out there that they rely on hundreds of thousands joining, don't they?
That's right. That's right. And we're not, because the value of the value which comes into Viral Angels is just floating a company. Can you imagine the amount of money that it raises? You know, I just don't. And that's a good question from Alison there. Yeah, the more people means less shares.
Yeah.
It's that simple. You know, so the company's got a plan now to take on one company per week from the new year. We're looking at, we're going to have up until the end of the year, we'll have one company launching every month. That's what Tony said in Sweden, wasn't it, Adrian?
Yeah, yeah.
And then from the new year, we are looking at one company every week being launched. And you know, if you had 1 million members, then how many companies would they have to take on to deliver the same amount of value as if you've got 25,000 members? They cannot. They wouldn't be able to do it. And then people would get cheesed off, and then they would leave. Okay, so in other words, how many companies have you seen which will grow to 100,000 members, and then all of a sudden, within 3 or 4 months, it's back down to practically zero, because they're not getting the value. Whereas the last person who signs up in this is going to get the value from the stocks.
Basically, they'd be taking on companies just for the sake of it, wouldn't they? Just to meet the membership.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. You know, they want to make sure that when as it reaches hang on. Yeah, as it reaches the 25,000 members, just like I said about my sister and my father, you know, they got tremendous amount of value within their membership. So you know, and then once it reaches 25,000 members, what's going to happen? If somebody leaves, they're going to have to queue to come back in. There's going to be a waiting list to actually sign up in this, and you know, you can guarantee that some people will leave. So there's always going to be an opportunity for people to join, but you know, you just got to look at this from a different angle to most other businesses. Okay.
Ryan, Ryan's just said thanks for addressing those questions. He appreciates it. Yeah. Okay, Ryan. Thanks for that. I was just looking at viralangels.com on one of my other tabs there, and it's 23,971 as a global rank. I think that's quite reasonable, isn't it? 23,000 in the world.
It is, of course.
And it's ranked in Spain at 1,708, that's quite impressive. And funny enough, most of the visitors are in Spain. 36% of Viral Angel members are in Spain, 20% are in Sweden, obviously, and 10% is in Austria, 7% in China for some reason, and
it's Taiwan and Hong Kong, that is.
That's Taiwan and Hong Kong, is it?
Yeah.
Right, because we're not listed with China, are we? We don't work with China.
We can't build a business in China or the USA.
So there's only just under 6% of UK visitors on. So yeah, we're outdone really by Spain and Sweden.
Yeah.
Austria.
Listen, Paul, you're answering a really interesting question there, because I can do you a demonstration, okay, and I can double the value of your portfolio, me personally, just by going in and buying a share at a higher price. Okay, the fluctuations are because, first of all, some people can buy at 4.0 because they've reached their limit on buying below the strike price. Okay, because there's only a certain number that you can buy. And I demonstrate this. Did I demonstrate it to you, Adrian? When I went in and bought one share in Trig at 0.43,
yeah,
and it doubled the value of the portfolio. Okay, the value of that portfolio is based on the previous the last trade which took place. So if it goes 37 and then it goes 22, they average it, right? They average it, so the actual price of that share will be an average. That's why it's peaking up and down. Okay, and in the back office, it's absolutely got no relevance of what it's going to float at, really. Okay, because that is just what members are willing to sell them to each other at. And you know, so I don't take any notice of it personally, because all I want is, like, if somebody is willing to sell me shares at as low as possible, and that's what I'm interested in, and that's why you should be interested as well, is getting some Trig shares at the lowest price possible at the moment before they float. Does that answer your question, Paul? Yeah,
that sounds good to me. Yeah. what I'm going to do now, Gerwin, I'm going to bring a few people on just for this is just as a test. It could all go wrong, because as this webinar grows, it's good to have testimonials. And I know there's a lot of people out there. They're not making a great deal of money as of yet because they've only just started. But obviously, the point here is you know, I'm not taking any money out yet. I don't intend taking any money out until my shareholdings reach at least 100,000 euros, and is sitting at around 20,000 euros at the moment. So, but it's still good to have testimonials of people, and so we can see that they got passion in this business, and you know, even though they've only been in a few weeks. So I'm just bringing one guy in here now called, I put him on the spot really. I just texted him and said, you fancy doing a quick testimonial? So he's unprepared. And his name is Chris Dwyer. He's from Welshpool, and he's got, well, I'll pass you on to Chris now anyway. He's got some financial background. I think he's an ex-financial advisor. Are you there, Chris?
Yes, but can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. It was a bit, just a little bit tinny there on the mic. You using it?
It took me a while to find the mic.
Yeah, I can hear you just about. That's fine. Yeah, fire away, Chris. Just tell us quickly a little bit about your background and how long you've been in Viral Angels. I know you haven't been in very long, but just a little quick background history on yourself. Fire away.
Yeah, well, AD introduced me to Viral Angels about 3 months ago, and I've done nothing with it other than pay my membership. I've been there to see Gerwin and had a look at it. But the thing that sort of tweaked my nose with it, having spent over 10 years as a financial advisor and sitting there talking to clients, advising them on pensions and investments, which, to be quite honest, don't work. That's why I got out of the industry. The reason it sort of really tweaked my nose is because it is the best thing I've seen in finance for 20 years. It allows the small scale investor to actually get out there and actually earn some real money from you know, stock markets. You know you're looking at what, 100 quid a month, something like that. There is nothing that I know or have seen that will give you those sort of returns.
Yeah.
Pensions, you know, investment bonds. It's the customer that takes all the risk, and as we've seen, the banks have been taking all the profits. And you know, I can't praise Viral Angels highly enough at the moment. I just think, well, regardless of what they do in the short term, I think you have to look in 12, 18 months, or even 24 months, and really, you know, step back and then evaluate what you've done. Then there's no point, you know, buying some shares or paying your membership and getting some shares today and cashing them in tomorrow.
Yeah.
My strategy going forward has been, this week I've hit the networking clubs locally, basically between Chester and Manchester, just to get the word out there. I haven't been around these things in over 2 years. Meeting some old friends and talking to them. And an interesting meeting on yesterday morning, bumped into a black guy in Telford. His name was James Brown. Quite a sort of iconic name for a black guy, but he was a hell of a nice chap. I think he does network marketing in something to do with silver, and he was very interested in what I had to say, and he wants to introduce it to a number of his clients stretched between Coventry and Manchester, and he says collectively there's over 150 people there. So, you know, all I could do is, if you're into the networking marketing side, is get out there and tell people about it. Because you never know who you're going to drop across. But in saying that, the main reason I'm in it is from a personal point of view, is purely for the shares. You know, if I manage to build a team and get a residual income from a traditional networking model, great, fantastic. That's going to be a bonus to me. But really, what really interests me is paying in some money on a regular basis, not much, you know, a few hundred quid a month, and letting it see it grow, and then when these companies actually float, you know, build a decent sized portfolio that way, and draw money maybe even off the dividends when they have actually floated. And that's my take on it, and I just think anyone that doesn't get in and pay their membership, well, to be quite honest, it's a bit short-sighted. This is the clear-cut no-brainer, in my opinion.
That's a good point, Chris. Just explain about dividends, because a lot of people may not understand dividends. Can That's a good point. That's another stream of income, isn't it, within Viral Angels, isn't it?
Well, once the companies are traded, the companies, obviously it depends on the individual company at the end of the day on how profitable they are. But you can actually draw dividends off of those in quite a tax efficient manner. So it's just something else that gives you options in getting money out at some point in the future. So yeah, I'm my face might not always show it, but I'm very excited by this. I must admit, it's the only thing that's got me off my backside to go back out and press the flesh, as they call it, and start talking to people about something other than, well, I'm a property investor myself. That's how I met aided through property investment and the internet marketing. Like I said, I can't praise it enough. If you're looking at this tonight, just get in there and pay your gold membership. Try it for 3 months, see how it goes, get to know it, tell a few friends and family about it, and start, paying what you can afford each month, and just watch it grow.
That's right, because you're not a big network marketer as such, because you've seen a lot of you've been involved in some stuff over the years, but it just, same as me, it just hasn't worked out. There's so much stuff out there, network marketing wise, it hasn't worked for me. It's same as you, Chris. Is that right? Yeah,
I'm one of the 99% that failed at it. I put my hands up, but I tried out. Whether I'm too pushy, whether I've just got one of those faces, I don't know. But the reality is, nothing's really worked for me. I've had moderate success in one company, but quite honest. Coming back to Viral Angels, I was actually given some share options in one company, and to buy those at £3 when within a certain time scale. If you don't know what share options are, basically they give you these share options, which is an option to buy a share at a predetermined price, which was just shy of £3 at the time, and those shares are trading around £16 on the UK stock market. And I probably make more money out of the share options with that MLM business than I did actually out of the residual income. So shares is the way to go, really.
Well, me and you, Chris, are going to do a few of those networking meetings, maybe like the 4N networks and the the BNI style meetings. So we're going to approach people that way, me as well.
Well, I'm ramping up between that and other network meetings. I'm trying to get on, do some presentations via some property clubs as well. I've made inroads into that this week. I'm going to be trying doing at least one network meeting a day from at least the beginning of October. There's a window of opportunity here to push it as hard as you can for the next 9 months, because I believe the 25,000 will probably be hit by June next year, so I've been told. And I think it's a good thing that is capped. It is an exclusive club. It's something that within 12 months of being a member, you will be very proud to say that you're a Viral Angels Equity Club member. And I think that people will be crawling all over you trying to get into the club as well. And if they open it up beyond, if they manage to take it beyond 25,000, which is, I don't think it's not possible, but as long as they believe they can deliver value beyond that to say 26, 27 or 30,000 members, then so be it. I think it's a no-brainer. So if you're looking to sign up to it, just get on, just start tonight.
Yeah, okay then, cheers. Thanks for that, Chris.
Hey, Adrian, can I just interrupt a second?
Yeah.
Yeah, just had a phone call off Tony Norman, and there's a couple of us flying over to Frankfurt next Wednesday for the listing, which is taking place at 7. Well, we got to be at the Frankfurt Stock Exchange at 7 o'clock next Thursday morning.
All right.
So, that's going to be mega. So it's completely and utterly real and ready to rock.
So will that be recorded? The actual float, will that be recorded or not? Or will that be streamed rather or not?
It's going to be streamed by the look of it, yeah.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Okay, so this is fantastic news. So what can we say? And also we are looking. Dave Farr should be getting back to me tomorrow with regards to a venue. We're going to start a Viral Angels meeting on the 25th in Cardiff. Okay, so as long as we haven't booked that up, but keep your ears to the ground so you can anybody in the shooting distance of Cardiff, South Wales, South West can come bring some guests along to that.
Yeah, and I know me and Chris are looking to do possibly So, well, Chris himself mainly, I'll just support him on the property networks as well. So yeah, you know, it's good to target people with financial background, you know, IFAs, mortgage brokers, accountants, solicitors, you know, property investors, entrepreneurs. Everyone wants a good return on their money, don't they? So, you know, that's the way I'm moving forward, and I'm approaching those type of guys, as well as obviously network marketers and people on Facebook as well. So I'm approaching things from all angles to my list. As you know, I've just gone senior manager in, I think it was 14 weeks, and that's, what's that, 100 people in a group, is it? Just 100 people?
Yeah. It's probably more than that now.
Yeah, so I'm looking to hit 300 people in my group next. That's my next target, to hit the director level. So then I can start seeing some decent money then, hopefully coming into my bank every month at that level, you know. Yeah, I was hoping to bring James Rowney in as well, but he's just texted me saying his internet keeps bombing out, so I can see him there, but I can't actually bring him in. I'm also trying to bring Reg Jip in. He wants to do a 2-minute testimonial, so he's struggling to come in as well for some reason. I don't know why. And I know we got Claire Hartman. Claire Hartman is working very closely with me. She's a really good networker. I'm not sure if any of you heard of this lady. She's based in Essex. She's growing the business very fast, and oh, there's Reg now. He's coming on now. So I'm not sure if Claire can hear me, but if she wants to come on and do a quick testimonial, I'll put her on the spot. And yeah, because she's a great lady to work with. Reg, you there? Can you see Reg, Gerwin? You can see him there, can you?
Yeah, I can see a picture of him.
A picture of him, yeah, but he's not. Hi, Reg, you there? Yeah, he's probably got microphone problems, because he does admit, Reg, he does admit this himself, man. He's not very up to scratch on computers, but well, there he comes. You've probably got a slow connection. Reg is based in County Down, Northern Ireland. Is that right, Reg?
I'm here now. Can everybody hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now, Reg, loud and clear.
Oh, sorry, I just crashed everybody. I'm sorry about that, but I hope I haven't been holding you back long. But yeah, like Adrian says, my name is Reg Jip.
Yeah, fire away, Reg. You don't got to worry about the camera, Reg. You can just say a few words, and that'll be it, really. It's all good practice. I think you've got a slow connection there, Reg, haven't you? Claire has just sent me a text. Claire Hartman has just sent me a text. I won't read what it's actually said, but she's a bit. We have a bit of a good sense of humour, me and Claire. And she said she'll come on and give a quick testimonial, but she can't switch the video on. And that's quite rare for Claire, because she does a lot of videos. So I'll see if I can bring Claire in just for a quick one. But anyway, Gerwin, yeah, I think Reg has gone on slow, Gerwin, isn't he? His picture has gone a bit blurred. Is that right?
Yeah, we better give up on that one.
Yeah, I think he's got a slow, probably a very slow broadband connection. So let's see if Claire, there is a delay on bringing people in on this Hangout. Well, I have just brought Claire in. Whether it does come in or not, I'll have to wait and see. And also James Rowney, I think he's got problems as well, internet connections as well.
Yeah.
But anyway, Gary, just quickly while that's happening. So next Thursday, you were off to. How many people are going to Frankfurt?
About 25 of us.
Oh wow!
I'm just trying to find a flight now. Oh my God, I can't get. I'm gonna have to go via Stansted again. This is great, isn't it?
Yeah, we experienced that last week. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, that's we're going over Wednesday and coming back on Friday.
Yeah. What I'm also going to be doing as well for the people in my team is I've spoken to Reg on this as well a few times and a few other members. I'm going to be showing them what I do on Facebook to basically get my leads, to get my prospects.
Yeah.
If anyone wants to drop me, obviously the people in my team, I haven't given a date yet, but it's only going to take about half an hour. It's just a basic Facebook training of what I do to find people on Facebook that have got financial background or, you know, some kind of leadership background. It's ways of finding sort of key prospects rather than just add any friend. There's a way of finding people worth adding as a friend, if you know what I mean. So if anyone's interested in that, just drop me a line and I can work with it's only sort of working with about 4 or 5 people at a time on a similar thing to this now as a hangout. There's a lot of people out there, they're on Facebook and they don't really know what to do, and they struggle to get leads, you know. So I'll let you know on that one. No, Claire's just texted me saying it's crashed her end, so it looks like that's going to be the end. So we'll be more prepared next week and bring people on. So like I said, this has been recorded, so it all adds to the recording when we pass this recording down to our prospects. So I fancy these things give good credibility. So yeah, any more questions, Gary, in the box? Can you see? Or
Damn, I'm dressed up in a tux and everything. I don't think that's a question. I think that's from James.
Yeah, that's James. Yeah, I'm trying to.
I've heard it said that there will be some losers as part of a natural distribution, but there will also be some winners, and a small percentage will do very well. Since we're coming at the bottom share price, we shouldn't really lose that much when companies are first closed. Absolutely, anybody who joins this has always got the opportunity to buy the shares before they list. Yeah, so I think everybody's coming in with the same opportunity, really.
Mm.
So.
Yeah, it looks like that's it. Jameson, I'm struggling to bring Jameson, Claire, and Reg. So I've had. Oh, Claire's just come back on. Hold on. Let's see if that works. What will happen with the trig shares, do you think, Gary? Do you think they may start? They're sitting at 0.19 at the moment, aren't they? Trig shares, aren't they? 0.19. Oops, Gavin's gone as well.
Sorry, mate, I got kicked out. I didn't hear what you said.
I'm just saying now, the trig shares at the moment are 0.19, am I right?
Yes.
But a lot of people worry and panic if they go up to 0.28 and they drop back to 0.19 or 0.15. A lot of people tend to panic thinking their shares are gone down, but the share price is irrelevant. Is that right in the back office?
Yeah, it's basically, if you have a look, the latest price there has been 0.37. So if you actually have a look in the back office at the moment, then the latest purchase was 0.37, not 0.19, because you're limited to how many you can actually, because you can't put a sell offer on below the strike price. You can only put a buy offer on.
Mm.
Okay? So that is why there's still as many moving at 0.37 and 0.40 as there are at 0.19. So the 0.19 is just what somebody is willing to buy your shares from you at. Yeah?
Right, okay. I think we have to call this a night because the other people, James, I think, Claire, have had some technical problems, and obviously Reg as well. But like I said, as this webinar grows, we've only got around about 30 people on this at the moment. But as it grows, obviously I need to get this up to like 50, 100 plus eventually, and then we start a bit more interaction. And obviously, once the float takes place next week, there's going to be a lot more to to talk about. So, anything else, Gavin, do you think?
No, I think we've covered that. So I'm just going to get onto the internet now and book a flight for next week. So, and then I'm going to go in and buy some more trig shares. So that's my that's my evening taken care of.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, thanks for that video, Chris, as well. And we'll get a few more people on next Wednesday. This is every Wednesday. Don't forget at 9 o'clock, and also don't forget there's a training at 8 o'clock as well. So Gerwin does that training at 8 o'clock before this one. That goes into more depth of what's involved in the back office itself. So yeah, thanks everyone, and catch you again next Wednesday at 9 o'clock. And try and bring at least a few prospects along so we can get this webinar up to 50 people plus. Okay. Thanks everyone. Cheers, Gerwin. Cheers, Chris.
Bye.
Cheers, bye.